Alright, we have one final trainer left in Viridian Forest. Hey, wait up, what's the hurry? Why the rush? I kinda like to get out of this forest. My Pokemon are getting a bit worn down. Having to leave a dungeon constantly to go heal your Pokemon is extremely annoying. So I try to, like, go light on doing this. I did it a couple times when I was still near the beginning. But, I don't know, I also don't want to go out and buy items or actually, like, use them or anything. But I may use items very sparingly just to get rid of them. But I'm just that kind of player. I don't like to use money, especially when there's much greater things you'll be using money on later in the game, which I'll get to when I get to. I hope I don't say that exact phrase again, because that's not something I normally say, and I've suddenly said it twice in a row. Anyways, Asshawk is now level 8. And we're pretty much done with this forest. Another weird quirk of my playing of the Pokemon games is that I order my team based on the lowest level Pokemon in the front and the highest level in the back. And whenever they are the same level, which they usually are with this format, it encourages all Pokemon to get equal amounts of experience. Or at least equal amounts of level ups. Pokemon level up at different rates. But, whenever they're the same level, I arrange them by the amount of HP, the amount of max HP they have. It's completely arbitrary, but that's just what I kind of did, and I don't really see any reason to change that. Of course, I will sometimes put Pokemon in the front when being strategic, such as if I'm fighting my rival, I know he starts with Pidgey, I'm gonna put Pikachu in the front, because Pikachu has a type that's good against Pidgey. But most of the time... Oh gosh, I'm really under level, I just realized, so I'm gonna put Bulbasaur in the front. This is gonna be Bulbasaur's time to shine for a few minutes here. Anyways, remember what Blue said? Or, it's Green. What Green said... Pewter City Pokemon Gym. Yep, here's a Pokemon Gym that he's talked about. So if we get this badge, we'll be able to progress to the other area. However, the Pokemon here are rock types. Most rock types are part ground, and ground is completely immune to electricity. They also resist flying, and while they are weak to fighting, they also have very high defenses, which helps mitigate this slightly. Or helps mitigate this, what the heck am I saying? Which mitigates this slightly. So the best Pokemon to take on this gym is by far Bulbasaur, although it doesn't actually have a good move for this yet. That's kind of shocking, actually. I usually don't have a problem with that. Stop right there, kid! You're 10,000 light years from facing Brock! I think that's usually because I try and catch all the Pokemon in the area, and while I'm looking for everything I need, I grind off of the wild Pokemon. And in this, since I've been trying to move things along in this Let's Play, I haven't been doing that. I will go back and catch all the Pokemon we've seen off screen. Because I do want to kind of sort of 100% this game. I'll get into that later. But anyways, there's not much Bulbasaur can do right now that this thing is seeded, so I'm going to switch to Mankey. This is a very good strategy for leveling up weak Pokemon, is to send in the one which is weak, then switch to a Pokemon that is stronger and can take down the threat you're fighting. This will give both Pokemon experience, and I didn't mean to use Scratch there, that does absolutely nothing. But yeah, it's a very good way to train up Pokemon. It's time-honored by Pokemon players. Now, Low Kick, funny enough, it's a move which does more damage depending on how heavy your opposing Pokemon are, and most rock types are very heavy. Geodude is decently heavy, but there's another Pokemon which we'll be seeing which is even heavier, who will demonstrate the... well, maybe, we'll see how it works out. Basically, Low Kick does massive damage against it despite its high defense stat. Well, let's see if I can get this thing like an actual... Let's see if I can get Bulbasaur an actual grass move from this by beating this trainer. If not, I'll probably go grind a little bit more off screen before continuing with the fight. So Leech Seed is good, always. And I didn't mean to do that. But I don't know if I'm going to be able to recover enough health to make up for the health I'm losing to Sandshrew, though it doesn't seem very interested in doing damage right now, so I might be in the clear here. Luckily, Defense Curl, while it raises defense, which makes resilient to physical attacks, no matter how much he does that, and also Sand Attack, which lowers accuracy, which means I might miss with my moves more often. Now, how much he does that, Leech Seed is going to keep taking the same amount of damage, so this thing's lifespan is on a clock, regardless of what it does. So I will inevitably win the fight unless it knocks out all of my Pokemon, which it won't. Alright. Is that... Nope. It needs one more hit to go down. And there you go. It'll be... Joe Biden should be level 10 here. Will it learn Vine Whip? Yes, good. Vine Whip is the first grass move. Oh! Went to level 11. That's gonna be very useful. Darn! Light years isn't time, it measures distance. That it does. That it does, Liam. So hopefully this thing should be strong enough to take on Brock now, who is the first gym leader. Brock was a major character in the anime. He followed Ash, the protagonist, around for most of, well, pretty much the entirety of the Kanto saga. So he was kind of a major character. I think he also did in later seasons, at least for a couple of them. I think he... No, I'm thinking... That's not true. For some reason, I want to say he was in Hoenn, but I don't think he was. I think the... Word. When I get to Misty, I'll talk about... Well, when I get to the second gym, I should say, I'll talk about a certain trend among side characters in the anime, which I find kind of amusing. But for now, we will not be talking about that at all, because we are going to fight. I'm going to save beforehand, just in case I lose, because if you lose a battle, I haven't shut this off yet, because I'm amazing at the game, oh my gosh. You lose half of your money, which would naturally be unpreferable, so... So you're here. I'm Brock. I'm Peter's gym leader. My rock-hard willpower is evident even in my Pokemon. My Pokemon are all rock-hard and have true grit and determination. That's right, my Pokemon are all the rock type. Rock, you idiot! Alright, and we're gonna show Brock our best, which is just Bulbasaur. Now, the reason why I'm using Bulbasaur is because its Vine Whip attack is 4 times super effective against both of his Pokemon. That means not only is it super effective against Rock, it's also super effective against Judith's secondary type, Ground. Which means it does 4 times the damage it normally does, and it hits on its weaker special side. As you can see, I knocked that thing out in 1 attack. And I've leveled up from it. That's awesome. And now he's sending out his... I guess it's his signature Pokemon, Onix, but I think in the anime it was like Vulpix. He also had a Zubat, which aren't rock types, so they couldn't include that in the games. And there you go! Brock goes down like a chump, so to speak. So yeah, now you see why Bulbasaur is the best starter. Although Squirtle also does very well against this thing. Charmander not so much. Well, a quote rambling. I took you for granted, and so I lost. As proof of your victory, I confer on you this. The official Pokemon League Boulder Badge. Blue receives the Boulder Badge from Brock. Awesome, awesome. Just having the Boulder Badge makes your Pokemon more powerful. It also enables the use of the move Flash outside of battle. Of course, a Pokemon must know that move Flash to use it. And I got 1,400 Pokedollars. Decent salary. Wait, take this with you. And I get a TM. A TM, a technical machine, contains a technique for Pokemon. Using a TM teaches the move it contains to a Pokemon. A TM is good for only one use on a Pokemon. So when you use it, pick the Pokemon carefully. Anyways, TM 39 contains Tombstoney. It hurls boulders at the foe and lowers its speed. Alright, thank you, Brock. It should be okay. I may or may not use this TM at the beginning of the next episode. Because I need to check what my actual plans are for my team in this. I've had a document, which is actually the document I used for the past Let's Play I did. I just reusing the same team. It may have even been the one for the first Let's Play I tried to do. I don't know. Anyways, now that I have the Boulder Badge, let's go back to the Pokemon League and make our way through there. There's something I was gonna say, I swear. Actually, I should switch something else to the front so I can get some free experience. So I just thought of a good compromise to my should I or should I not cut out random encounters debate. And that's this. I'll just speed them up with my emulator. That's something whenever I actually play this game on my own, I play like in constant speed up mode because I've played this so many times. It's boring to me. I have to make it exciting by getting everything as quickly as possible. But I don't do that in videos most of the time, except now I am going to do it. Just because it gets kind of grating. Alright. Something to talk about. Yeah, how about that cafeteria food? Is it cardboard or is it pizza? And, Coach C's hair is funny look. Oh no! I got poison. Actually, that doesn't actually make me take less poison damage, so I shouldn't do that. Dang it, now I'm falling down the slippery slope. Now I'm gonna like speed up the whole game. No, I refuse to. I won't give in. No, don't go backwards. No, Asshawk fainted. Alright, come on, let's go heal before we go to the league. Boo. Welcome to our Pokemon Center. Yes. Now let me make a joke that every single person on God's green earth has made about this game. We hope to see you again. Nurse Joy is totally telling you that she hopes your Pokemon are hurt. My gosh, Pokemon's top 10 dark things about the Pokemon universe that are just screwed up and you won't believe and will ruin your childhood. You can tell I've been a Pokemon fan a lot, and there's certain cliches which arise again and again, and that's one of them. And also just the general top 10 disturbing things about the Pokemon universe thing is a big cliche on its own. One thing which isn't a cliche though is just doesn't say anything. So about this character Blue here, or Green in America, she was never given an official name. She was completely invented for Pokemon Fire and LeafGreen. So she's like, she's not one of the more overlooked protagonists, but that's mainly because thanks to the manga. This is the only game she ever appeared in. She was never given an official name, so the fandom usually called her Leaf. However, I call her Blue because the girl character in the manga was completely different looking from this girl. She had red hair, I believe.
Alright guys, here is a belated explanation of an error I just made in the video, which is being done in post-commentary over a screen share of Google Chrome that I did 2 months after recording the video. But I looked back on the commentary, and the commentary was so bad, or the commentary wasn't bad, but there's this really loud air conditioning unit right next to my room, and I forgot to do noise reduction to edit that out, and I just couldn't hear myself at all. I didn't want to subject you guys to that, so I'm doing this in post commentary. Anyways, so I just said that Blue's hair is green, not green. Oh my gosh, I'm sorry, it's Cynthia. I just said that her hair color is red, But in most media, it's not really red. It's more, well, actually, in all media, it's more of a brown. I highlight this in the video, but it says on the Bulbapedia page for her that her color is brown. So, but if you look at her, well, I'll wait for my past self to like pull up that image. Come on, get on with it. Huh. I never knew that she had B blood type. I don't even know how they do that. I don't even know how they know that. It must have been like one of the things in the manga. Why is it taking me so long to explain this? Come on, go on. And yeah, she actually has parents. So yeah, look at it here. It's kind of a brown, but it has sort of a red tint to it. It's very slightly reddish brown. Um, Compared to the game's official art, she has like a grayish brown hair. But I don't think this is actually like the color scheme that's supposed to be what she looks like. You know, I try to like look up a shot of her from the actual game, but I eventually give up and I just go to the video of the game. Oops, there's a swear word I didn't see before. Uh, that's okay. This is being uploaded to Doorman Productions, which doesn't have this strict. In my personal channel, I try to keep swearing out of my videos. Whenever I do say them by accident, I edit them out. Okay, here we go. Going back to Sony Vegas now. And I had her, then I lost it. And you can hear my funny spit voice. Yeah, if you look at her in the game, it's very definitely like a brown. There's no red to it. It's just like a normal brown color. So, let's see what I'll do next. Yeah, the reason why I said she has red hair in the manga is because of this picture. This is the cover of volume 14 of Pokemon Adventures. You can probably see. She's very clearly depicted here with bright red hair. Well, I mean, I guess it's more of an auburn, but it's very definitely red. And it's not like the kind of red a real person would have. So that's why I made that mistake, because at the time I was recording the original episode, this poster was hanging on my wall, so I was just looking at it for like reference. It's a very like small version of the poster. It came with and this isn't really related to my argument. I just wanted to share this because it's a cool piece of fan art. I don't know who the original artist is. If I can find out, I'll try and put it in text or an annotation or something. But so Red and Green came back in Sun and Moon, but she didn't because nobody cares about her. And that's what she normally looks. Well, okay, let me revise that. This is what she looked like in the beginning of the manga. She was like this completely different character who had like a black dress. And once they introduced the character known as Leaf in Fire and LeafGreen, the blue kind of became Leaf. She gained her outfit. And the fandom has completely embraced the confusion. And now, if you're drawing her with a black dress, usually they'll draw her with redder hair. And if you're drawing her with her normal clothes, like from the games, you'll draw her with browner hair. It's kind of funny that way, but that's what you usually see in fan art. And I somehow managed to go on about this for 4 minutes. I don't know, I got a little bit excited, I guess. And yeah. Don't do drugs, kids. They're bad for you.
At least she does in that poster that's hanging on my wall over there. Which is just a cover of Volume 14. And she wore a black dress, whereas this character dresses like an actual kid. And she didn't have a hat. She had this long, like, brown hair. Alright, actually, I just said it was red. What's wrong with me? But whenever these games came out, they kind of just turned blue into this character. They had her, like, just change her outfit. Oh, that's the Boulder Badge. Go right ahead. So now we can see what wonders await us in the Pokemon League. Ooh, epic music. Indigo Plateau, the ultimate goal of trainers, Pokemon League HQ. Oh, seeing this patch of flowers reminds me of something I need to do back in Pewter City. You can pass here only if you... Oh. Well, that was a fun trip. I'm glad I came all the way back here. Duh, 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 duh. So we need another gym badge before we can go any further. Alright, I'll remember that. Okay, so go along this convenient shortcut. But yes, though strangely easy as a kid, I found this character, which I knew to be Leaf, to be strangely, like, endearing. I can't really explain why. But even though, like, the characters in this game have no actual personality, Red gets a personality because he shows up a lot in later games. His personality is he doesn't say anything. Green, has a personality, which is not okay. I was about to say it's based off of Gary Oak from the anime, but it's the other way around. Gary was based off of him. Gary's an exaggerated version, but he's basically just a jerk, and he's really cocky, and he always taunts you, and never admits when he never admits defeat. He's a sore loser, which we'll be seeing plenty of later in this game. Strangely enough, he's not really like that at all in the manga. He's just kind of this really serious dude. So they had to invent personalities for all the player characters. Red did have a personality that wasn't just he never said anything. In fact, he could be, well, he wasn't particularly talkative. I'm thinking of my own incarnation, but he was just this really energetic dude who was bounding from place to place with fiery passion in his heart. And they made Blue, or Green, or Leaf, the name's really confusing. She was actually, like, somewhat of a scoundrel at first. She stole Pokemon from people. And she did so in, like, she was one of those, like, video game female characters who was, like, tries to act cute and then immediately double crosses you. But eventually, it's been a while since I read through the Red and Blue arc, so I don't really remember how this happens, but she joins up with Red and Blue to infiltrate Saffron City, and character development stuff, with a bunch of spoilers. She becomes a good guy. Anyway, here's the important thing I had to do back in Pewter City. Right after this, I'm going to end the video, and that is this. Actually, no, it's the other way. Sometimes, usually when you see the little Pokeball icon on the ground when there's an item, but sometimes that's not the case. Sometimes there's just absolutely no indicator. And those are the best items, because I thought I knew where all of them were in this game, but I just went through this game recently, and I found a lot that I missed that I never knew existed. So that's pretty awesome, learning new things. Anyways, that's all for this first recording session of Pokemon LeafGreen. I'm XS Master X of Doorman Net Productions, and like, comment, subscribe, and join the forums. I don't have any forums. Go to my website, like everything, favorite all my videos, just worship me as your Lord and Savior. Build a statue in my honor. Give me attention!